Welcome back to Queen Mary High School virtual classes. I, Mrs. Nashaba Sheikh, your English teacher. So let's begin. Meow, meow. Yes, you guessed it right. It's the cat. But whose cat is it? Come on, tell me. Correct. It is Dick Whittington's cat. In the last class, we have read the story. Before I tell you the story, let me introduce you to Dick Whittington. Dick was a poor boy, and his cat brought him fortune which made him a rich man. Let's see how. Sir Richard Whittington was a merchant and a politician in the medieval period. He was an inspiration for the English folk. His book titled Dick Whittington and His Cat was 4 times Mayor of London, a Member of Parliament and a Sheriff of London. In his lifetime, he has financed a number of public projects which helped the poor people. He made fortune and became a rich man. He formed a charity of Sir Richard Whittington, who after 60 years also continued to help the people in need. This lesson not only motivate us but also teach us that we should always help the poor people. After becoming rich man, he never forgot the poor. Let's begin. This is a story of a poor boy called Dick Whittington. He lived in a very small village in south of England. He had no proper home as his parents had died long back. The people in the village treated him very badly. One day, Dick heard someone say that the streets of London are paved with gold. Here, paved with gold is a phrase that means it is a place where one can become rich. But Dick did not understood it that it was just a saying. He thought that he can go to London and pick up the gold pieces and become rich so that people can treat him kindly. He was on his way to London that a carter offered him a lift. He said that he can drop him to London as he is also going there. In this way, Dick's journey to London started. It was almost night time when Dick reached London. He hoped that the carter would help him, but the carter made his way towards the hotel, and Dick stood all alone in disappointment. He started looking on the streets for the gold, but he couldn't find any. He was totally disappointed, and the people of London were very unfriendly. He had no place to sleep, therefore he spent the night in the corner of an alley, where there is a narrow passage between 2 buildings. This was a safe place for him. Next morning, when Dick woke up, he was very hungry. It was very cold. Therefore, he searched for food and started begging. But the people of London, as they were very rude, they shouted at him. They said, "Be off with you." That means stop bothering them for food, and bet blows on their head. Since people hit him very badly on his head, he fell down in the street. He fell in front of a house which belonged to a rich merchant, Mr. Fitzwarren. The cook was trying to drive him away. That means he was forcing him to leave the place. But then Mr. Fitzwarren returned home and he started investigating. Mr. Fitzwarren was a very kind person. He offered Dick the job as well as a place to live in. Dick now had a place to live, and his job was to help the cook in the kitchen. He cleaned the pots and the pans. His life would have been better than before if he had not faced these 2 difficulties. Now, which were those 2 difficulties? Yes, correct. The first difficulty was of the mice and the rats, because at the night time when he was sleeping, they scampered, that means they ran all over him, because of which he was not able to sleep peacefully. So, to solve the problem, he purchased a cat. Now, the cat's job was to eat the mice and the rat. In this way, Dick was able to sleep peacefully during night time. The other difficulty was very hard to overcome. It was about the cook's bad temper. However hard Dick tried to please the cook, but it was of no use. She always used to scold him and beat him with the wooden spoon. He was not able to bear the bad temper of the cook. So one day he decided to leave the So Dick decided to try his luck somewhere else. The cat and Dick both started walking and they reached Holloway. That is one of the place in London. Dick was tired, so he sat down on the stone to rest. It was the 1st of November, All Saints' Day, and the church bells were ringing, as if they were giving message to Dick that don't go, turn back, you are going to get a good opportunity. As if the church bell were giving message to Dick, turn away, Dick Whittington, thou worthy citizen, Lord Mayor of London. He was very happy. He wanted to become the Lord Mayor of London, so he decided that he will put up with, that means he will try to tolerate the scoldings of the cook, that is a bad temper of the cook. Now Mr. Fitzwarren was a merchant. He used to send ships to other countries for business. Mr. Fitzwarren used to send goods to sell in the far away places, and while returning back home, they used to bring the goods that could be sold at home. So you can understand that the business of Mr. Fitzwarren was of import and export. One day, Mr. Fitzwarren offered all his household to send something or the other of their own on the ship to African coast, and definitely they will get their share in the profits. So Mr. Fitzwarren inquired Dick, but Dick had nothing to offer except for cat. So Mr. Fitzwarren asked him to give the cat or send the cat on the ship. But Alice, his daughter, interrupted in between and told his father that Dick loves his cat very much. And she also asked whether she can send something on behalf of Dick, but his father refused. So finally, Dick said goodbye to his cat. The captain of the ship was very happy with the cat, as there was a lot of mice and rats on the ship, and the cat was an excellent mouser. So the journey of the captain was very easy and peaceful. After a few months, the ship has arrived at a place on the African coast which is called Barbary. Here, the people who live are called Moor. The captain sent a message that he has brought the goods for sale. Therefore, the king invited him to the palace. He was welcomed with different varieties of food laid on the table. Before the captain could start eating, the rats and mice started running over the table. The captain was really surprised. He asked the king whether this is what happens normally. He said, yes. The people here is suffering from the plague of mice and rats. We want to get them rid of in any way. The captain was very excited. He was very happy because he had the solution. He sent for the message to call for the cat. The table was once again laid with food, but this time the cat pounced on the rats and the mice before they could scatter here and there. The cat killed dozens of mice in a second. Everyone was very happy. The captain informed the king and the queen that the cat is the animal which will get them rid of all the mice and the rat in the country. The captain further informed that the cat name is Puss. She answers to this name and she is very friendly with people. The king was very excited to own the cat, as he wanted to free his country from the troublesome rats and mice. The prices were discussed and the king purchased the entire cargo from the captain. He also paid him a fine price for the entire goods on the ship, and for the cat alone he paid him 10 times the sum again. The ship came back to the port of London. The captain happily narrated the story to Mr. Fitzwarren and gave him all the gold and jewels that he has brought from Barbary. Mr. Fitzwarren called for Dick and gave him all the money that he has received for the cat. He also happily announced that he will be now onwards called Mr. Whittington, as he is a rich man now. Dick joined Mr. Fitzwarren in his business and became a successful merchant. He also married his daughter Alice. Dick was not only elected Lord Mayor of London 3 times but also offered a high position in the King's Palace. He became Sir Richard Whittington. Dick became very famous and popular among people because he always helped the poor with the money. You may remember your grandfather telling you the story of his olden days. Similarly, Dick Whittington also told the story of his cat to his grandchildren. He also told them how the bells of London had called him back. The church bell was giving message to Dick. Turn again, Whittington. That means turn back, Whittington. You need to return back to London. Though worthy citizen, you are a worthy citizen. Lord Mayor of London. You will one day become Lord Mayor of London. So the church bell was calling him. These are the few exercises which you need to solve in your book, and you also need to write down the idioms and phrases along with the meanings and sentences of your own. That's all for today. Thank you.